Okay, so today what we're going to do, we're going to talk about the rules. So these are algebraic rules for how to change the points when you rotate things, and these are all counterclockwise, by the way. 90 degrees, 180 degrees, and 270 degrees. So for 90 degrees, if you start with a point x and y, the way you figure out what the new point is you switch the coordinates, so y comes first, then x, and you change the sign of your new first coordinate or your former y coordinate. So for an example, if we had the point 5, 8 and rotated it 90 degrees, it would become negative 8, 5. All right, so the next one is 180 degree rotation. And one of the ways I like to think of 180 degree rotation is that it's a reflection over the x-axis and a reflection over the y-axis. And the reason this is super helpful is because we remember if you reflect over the x-axis, you just change the sign of the y-coordinate. And if you reflect over the y-axis, you change the sign of the x-coordinate. So basically what you do for a reflection over, or sorry, a rotation of 180 degrees is you simply change the sign on both of the coordinates. So if you had, for example, I don't know, negative 7, 3, and you rotated 180 degrees, you would be left with 7, negative 3. Now, one other thing to note, and maybe this will confuse you, so you can just ignore it if it does. If you take 90 degrees and rotated it another 90, so if you went another 90 degrees with that, you would have to, flip it, of course. So we would put the x first, and we would put the negative y second, and you would change the sign of that. So think of it this way. If you go 90 and then 90 again, you get 180. And likewise, if you go another 90 degrees, you'd flip it, change it again. So with the 270, what you do is you switch the x and y coordinates. And unlike 90 degrees, where you change the sign of the first new coordinate, you're going to change the sign of the second new coordinate. So for 270, xy becomes y negative x. And for an example, let's say we started with negative 8, negative 4. So if you rotate that 270 degrees, you would get negative 4 and positive 8 because we switched the positions and then we changed the sign of the new second one.